Omorodion to Chelsea is off. Joao Felix to Chelsea looks as if it's about to be a done deal. All of this was happening whilst I was sound asleep like a baby. But here we are with all the details that you need in order to understand what the hell is going on with everything going on at Chelsea Football Club. Samu Omorodion, Conor Gallagher, and of course, the bomber, Joao Felix, now entered into the mix, all of which happened last night and over the last few hours or so. As we've been made aware, Atletico Madrid's Samu Omorodion had been linked, or has had and was linked with the club and had all but signed on the dotted line to become potentially Chelsea's front man going into the 24-25 season. However, the Bombers don't get much bigger than they did in the late hours of Sunday evening, as it was confirmed that the deal was now officially 100% off the table, off the cards, and that the domino effect that this would cause would be sizable, to say the least. Here's what's happened with the Samu Omorodion deal. The deal for Samu Omorodion is 100% off. The player is has been, and still is apparently in London, having had 2 medicals already in order to sign the deal and get it over the line with Chelsea Football Club. Gallagher, his deal is in the balance. It could also be off as a result of this, as Samu Omorodion was a key part of that deal. Joao Felix, a return for him, he's on the cards and looks entirely possible, much to maybe the dismay of a lot of people, maybe the discomfort of a lot of people, but also the jubilation, the joy of a lot of people as well. I'm a bit in the middle. For me, the deal kind of makes sense, but it absolutely doesn't at all at the same time. Why bring him back? Fairly bang average for us when he was here. I don't particularly get excited at the idea of a return. And also, where does he play? Where does he play? It makes absolutely no sense in that regard. What's the plan here? Tell me. Enlighten us as to what the plan here is with signing Joao Felix. Regarding the Felix move, here is what we know. Chelsea never wanted to let Felix return following his loan spell. However, Pochettino, who was manager at the time, did not see him in his plans. Now, more recently, it has been confirmed that Felix's agent, who I do believe, what I've seen is Jorge Mendes, I don't know. He is the same agent who represents Pedro Neto, who's just signed for Chelsea. I'm unsure if that is true, but Joao Felix allegedly has the same agent who is in London in order to get that deal over the line. Even more shockingly, or not shockingly at all, however, whichever way you see it, Felix has already said yes to a return. And of course, the negotiations are ongoing. So the ramifications for this move are absolutely massive, huge. Gallagher's move now sits in the balance. Despite all documents having been signed, the move was all but a guarantee. Atletico even confirmed Gallagher was to join, or that they were in the final stages with Chelsea, and it's unlikely that a club is going to be posting that sort of content or that sort of information for the whole world to see if it isn't close. However, now, due to the rather sizable bump in the road that we find ourselves in now, the club are obviously looking to Chelsea for options. Julian Alvarez has been confirmed as a now Atletico Madrid player, which probably means that the Gallagher deal isn't quite as important to the Spanish side. Obviously, Samu was a big part of the deal. It was all cash, but Samu going in the other direction was, of course, part of the negotiations, or at least played a big part in the negotiations. But Chelsea now look to Felix as a potential replacement for the part of the deal, and Atletico will want that as well because they've now signed Julian Alvarez and probably still want to sign Conor Gallagher all at the same time. Here's the timeline of events that the Samu deal and Conor sale and now Joao Felix has caused for everyone involved. As you can see, Chelsea sell Conor Gallagher. The club sign Neto seemingly out of nowhere. And as of last night, Omorodion is no longer on the cards. And now, looking forward, this could potentially lead to the bigger guarantee or the bigger chance that Osimhen is back on. And it could happen. And of course, obviously, Felix is now a wanted man via Chelsea. So as a result, could the likely man to leave Chelsea, the likely man in question as of late, Raheem Sterling, who was linked to a move to Juventus, or could it be Mudryk, Madueke? The questions we need answering have no clear answers as of yet. Again, this is unprecedented. It's unexpected. It's a situation that I think I'm fairly sure Atletico Madrid and Chelsea would rather not find themselves in. It has people questioning whether or not Samu Omorodion is going to end up inevitably being a great player for another side at some point. It's been said that he is already linked with other sides. But again, the fact of the matter is, Joao Felix to Chelsea, it does seem as though it's more likely to happen now than not. Obviously being the fact that there needs to be some conclusion to Gallagher, because Gallagher needs to leave. We can't afford to, well, we can afford, we can afford, but the club can't afford to have that deal not go through, and then he's come back, and then we've got to find another solution there. We might risk losing out on 40 odd million that we got for him. But again, Joao Felix, a predominantly left-wing player, can play attacking mid, can also play striker. But do you really want to tell me right now that Joao Felix is going to be our front man for the whole of next season? I highly doubt it. Attacking mid, there's no room for him there, arguably. And left wing, we've just got Neto. We've still got Sterling. We've got Mudryk. You know, it's an absolute mess in terms of the amount of players we have as it is. So we're adding a player who is arguably surplus to requirements in the sense of the position that he plays. It's not necessary, I don't think, unless we have Raheem Sterling, Madueke, or Mudryk even leaving, departing, however you want to put it. With that said, the transfer window is alive and kicking for Chelsea. It has been confirmed that Chelsea will soon look at the outgoings, as the focus has obviously been heavily on incomings as of late. What do you make of the transfer saga? It's a bit mental. Interesting, sure. Exciting, yes. But is Felix really someone this club needs at this current time, or is it all just a waste of time and an effort we could be putting somewhere else?